Hey guys, Dream Envoy here, and welcome back to more of Let's Play Winds of Change. Last time, we battled against Shane and spared his life. But, after our own near-death experience, we found out that Valessa and Fortem are, well, gone. Nothing to do but continue on with the story. It seems like I see books over here, but it seems like we can't interact with them, so... And it doesn't look like there's any books to collect as indicated down there anyways. So literally nothing to do on this screen but continue on with the story. After a few hours of waiting, I almost can't handle it anymore. It's impossible for me to rest when my friends could be in danger. Making my way to the exit, I cross my fingers, hoping that things are okay. Just as I'm about to leave, the door is swung open, catching me off guard. I take a few steps back, avoid getting hit, letting out a sigh of relief afterwards. It's Ulrich, but that's not all. A few moments after he enters, Valessa and Fortem follow. Okay, thank goodness they are alive. They're alive. What a huge relief this was. All the worry had taken its toll. We hug each other with big smiles on our faces. For a while there, I was scared of what might have happened. Thankfully, they're okay. I could rest easy as we move forward with everything.
Sorry for taking a bit longer than you thought. We've never been here before, so we got lost.
Yeah, and it was even harder because you're keeping quiet. It's hard to find people who don't want to be found, you know?
I released the hug and told them that everything is fine. I was worried, but I knew that they were capable of surviving.
Can't believe how cold this place is. It looks so uninviting, too. Scary, almost.
Yeah, hopefully we can change that. The Triumvirate seems neglectful, but why?
I shrug, unsure how to answer that question. Why do you say they're neglectful? Because it's cold here? We're here to kill the Triumvirate, not reason with them. I still like to know what their motivation was for doing everything. Was it purely for just being in power? Or what? I have a feeling this, among other questions, will remain unanswered. Damek and Hal soon enter the shack. Followed by more of our comrades, we quickly fill the room. Gathering around the table, it's clear that it was time to plan.
Alright, we need to talk about what happens next. Until now, we've been pretty vague since time was short. But there's no more delaying. This is everything we've got. We need to push through the town square before anything can happen. Balteus is fortified by a large wall, so we can't get to the library from the outside. This means that the bulk of the battle will take place within the city itself. However, we want to get to the Grand Library with as little resistance as possible. To that end, we'll have our created seers go in first and cause a distraction. If they can lure the Honor Guard away from the town square, we can slip in. Since the Honor Guard can't enter the library, it's perfect for a base of operations. Let's face it, this shack is dangerous, so we should get moving as soon as possible. Once we're in the library, we can relax and prepare to launch our final assault.
Okay, so I guess that's going to be where we'll plan things out. Since, yeah, with the Honor Guard not being able to enter the library, but more than likely able to enter this shack.
And what will that final assault consist of?
Good question. Here's what we've been thinking. If the floor is mine, I'll reveal our plan.
Hal nods, giving Damek the floor. He steps forward. Placing the scroll on the table, he promptly unfolds it. I can see is a map of Balteus, the entire city. Everybody gathers around the table, putting aside other business. If the strategy at sea was any indication, I know this operation is in good hands. They certainly seem to know what they're doing. I can feel our morale rising. No indication that our morale is increasing in percentage? No? Okay. He starts to speak with certainty and confidence. It's impressive. They must have been planning this for a while. We all watch intently, curious to see what kind of strategy they have.
This is the main area of the city. Our goal is to ensure that the monarch has a clear path to the castle. That way, he can slip inside and kill the triumvirate with minimal effort. Hal and myself will lure the honor guard to the town square. This is where the bulk of the battle will take place. It shouldn't be too hard. With the added might of our draconic allies, we'll have no problem at all. Pro will sneak away from the town square and infiltrate the castle. His job will be to cause a distraction, luring enemies away from the atrium. With that done, the rest should be smooth sailing for the monarch.
Sounds like a piece of cake, to be honest. Consider that castle empty upon your arrival. Causing distractions is totally a specialty of mine.
Alright, seems like a plan so far. But, what about the others, like Ulrich, Valessa, and Fortem?
Alright, that takes care of Hal, Pro, and myself. The rest of you will accompany the monarch to the castle. Let's see here. I should have another map detailing our current area. The only way to approach the Triumvirate's castle is directly from the front. That is, unless you know a secret or two. This involves a hidden mountain pass.
Oh.
Using this pass, you can go around Balteus. It'll be much easier than sneaking through the city. Joining you will be Ulrich, Fortame, and Valessa.
Okay, I get it. You'll create a diversion in the town. Pro will cause trouble in the castle, while Fortem, Valessa, and Ulrich, our original 3, well, technically I'm counting Ulrich as part of our original 3 because he was in the prologue, but still. Okay, so they would be accompanying me into the castle, which Pro should be emptying out. So I'm gonna guess that Ulrich would be the one leading us through the mountain pass, since he should know Balteus, well, the best.
Damek, if you'd let me join them, I could help out. Remember who tipped you off about this hidden trail? I can even use the Blade of Exodus if the monarch is in a bind.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I forgot that Sophie was even here. So, okay, Sophie was the one who tipped Ulrich off about the mountain pass. I wonder if this would play out differently if we sent Sophie away, if we would actually go through the town itself if we cast Sophie away. It would be interesting.
Alright, sure. I have no problem with that. Sophie will accompany the group headed to the castle. They'll split up when they get close. Let's see here. You should emerge from the mountain pass right beside the castle. Because of all the distractions, your path inside should be clear, but I need Fortame to do something special for us first.
Me? Special? What do you need me to do?
I'll have you climb the castle, scaling the outside walls. Your job will be to get inside and ring the Bell of Retreat. If you can find it, it should make the honor guard stand down.
Okay, good thing that Fortem had been practicing on the Grand Tree. I forgot to silence my phone, that is embarrassing. Oh boy. Usually I'm on top of that.
Wait, seriously? All of them?
Yeah, all of them. I'm putting a lot of trust in you here. Do you think you can do this for us?
So what, ringing a bell would actually drive the triumvirates away? Okay, sure.
Of course! Climbing is my specialty. I'll have that bell ringing in no time.
Good. The rest of you will enter the castle from the front. Again, your path should be clear if all goes as planned. If not, well, you'll have to fight your way through. But I believe in you.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Ulrich is a good fighter. And, well, if your distraction plan works, we shouldn't have too much of a hard time anyways, like you said.
Yeah, we can do this, no problem.
Glad to hear it.
That is all we've come up with. Does everybody find it acceptable?
It sounds like a good plan. Everybody nods, knowing their part. It seems like they had almost no thought of it. It seemed like they had almost thought of it all. With a strategy like that, victory seems almost certain. As long as I could defeat the Triumvirate and that idol. Even if everybody plays their part, the end is still all on me. I do my best not to let them down, but part of me is filled with fright.
Alright, let's go outside. We'll head to the Grand Library as a group. If we can get in there without trouble, the rest will be easy.
The created seers should make it pretty easy for us. They'll lure the honor guard away from the town square. If they can do all that, then we can slip in pretty much undetected. Hopefully they could survive the task. This operation would be divided into 2 phases then. Take the Grand Library, then take the Triumvirate's castle. With everything planned and out in the open, we exit the shack. Hope fills the air, and for the first time in a while, we could do this. I smile at my comrades as we head outside one by one. The cold, uninviting air assaults me as soon as I exit the shack. It's like Eastground. I'm not sure how people could survive in this place. Well, not that there's many people here. It's mainly those suits of armor. I can hear everybody talking, going over the roles they were assigned. If everybody did what they were supposed to do, then we'd win this for sure. Of course, as long as I could destroy the Triumvirate and that idol they're housing.
Sneak into the castle and lure everybody away from the main atrium. Seems pretty easy to me. The Monarch will have no resistance at all.
And if I can ring that bell, then everybody will be safe. All those years of climbing has finally paid off. This is gonna be great.
Ulrich is quick to interject, putting any arrogance to rest before it can blossom.
Look, none of that is going to happen if we can't take the Grand Library. We need to establish a foothold, a safe place to retreat to if things go south.
Yep, you can't have full confidence. You need to have a fallback plan in case things go to hell. They all nod and stop the discussion they were having. It's true though, without a haven, we're out in the open, completely unsafe. At least the first phase of our plan wasn't too complicated. I know we'd seize the library.
The city should only be a couple of hours away. We trust that you can all handle the cold.
We don't really have much of a choice, Hal. Let's get going. I think our goal is pretty clear.
I do wonder, I mean, you have a relatively lack of clothes and armor for, people going to war. But then again, you do have fur, so I don't know, maybe. Doesn't look like winter coats though. Upon hearing that, we all start walking toward the city. I can see the impressive wall that surrounds everything. It's beautiful. However, I can't see anything past it. I have no idea what Balteus looks like. We walk through the thick layers of snow and my legs start to tire out. But I'm not in a position where I have any choice. Pushing forward is mandatory. After what feels like a small eternity, we finally arrive at the gates leading into Balteus. Oh, neat. I like the animal heads. The town gates and the wall are an amazing sight. Intricate details are carved into the stone. It's a work of art. Something told me the monarchy made this, not the triumvirate.
This looks amazing. This must be a remnant of the monarchy, right? The triumvirate can't be this artistic. I know it.
Correct. This looks just as we remember it. However, Baltius wasn't always this cold. Something bad has happened to the nation.
So, Elarinthia was always, hot, but Balteus was not always cold.
Oh, I see. Like what?
We're not sure. However, it is probably due to the triumvirate. It pains us to see how much they've defiled our former home. We used to live in Baltius. It housed the throne and our ruler. To see it reduced to a frozen wasteland, it is almost too much to bear. Let us head inside. We need to see what else has changed over the years.
It reminds me of what we thought would happen to Valenorth. Without the spirit idol, it'd wither away and freeze over like Eastground. We have since learned that this was false, but what's happened to Balteus then? As we all start to make our way inside the city, Dominic stops us. He looks a bit worried, and I can tell that he's lost in deep thought.
Seers, please come forth.
A few minutes later, a group of seers step forward.
We don't have much time to waste. As soon as we get inside, you need to get to work. Lure the Honor Guard away from our path. Understood?
Of course. Your path to the library will be clear. After the fighting dies down, we will come and join you. It should be easy, so don't expect us to be too far behind.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Let's see, is there anything else to cover?
He turns back to face the rest of the group. Gulping, it's clear that he's fraught with anxiety.
Look, we're about to do something that's never been done before. We're seizing territory from the Triumvirate, right under their noses. Much like they did to Mazeo. We're about to occupy Balteus. But that does not mean we are like them. We do what we do in order to gain our freedom. They occupied Mazeo, wanting to oppress us even further.
We all exchange glances and nod at one another.
I want you to all remember that as we press forward, war can blur the lines between good and evil. But I know where we stand. If you know that too, then there's nothing that can stop you. You are heroes.
With nothing left to say, we slowly make our way into the city. I can tell that due to Dominic's encouraging words, everybody is happy. I don't know, it's just that there's a ton of tropes where the people who seem to be the villains might actually have legitimate reasons due to something bigger. It's just a typical story trope, but I don't know, I just need to see how this plays out. However, as we enter, nothing prepares us for the sight that awaits us. Hal immediately steps forward, taking the sight before him. Balteus looks almost uninhabitable. It's in a state of decay and death. Yes, not exactly the prettiest town. I know the Honor Guard doesn't need a paradise, but this is crazy.
What have they done?
It's clear that Howl is hurt. This used to be the monarchy's home, after all. Hopefully there will be a way to reverse all of this. It isn't right.
This is, well, I certainly didn't expect this. I'm guessing it didn't look like this in your time?
No. Baltius was a paradise. This is unacceptable, Domic. We must find a way to fix it.
Of course. There's no way I'll let this stand. It's a bit of a shock, but our plan remains unchanged. Secure the Grand Library, then kill the Triumvirate.
After he's done talking, we see a horde of Honor Guard suits walk by. We quickly run off to the side and hide behind a nearby building. I've never seen anything like this. The building is pitch black. Pieces of it crumble off, almost like it's being burnt in or charred. But it hasn't. I know a building can't die, but there's no other way to put it. Like its source of life had been cut off, it appears to be living on borrowed time.
What's going on here?
This is disgusting. Look.
He looks down, and we all look at his feet. We're no longer standing in snow, but ash and soot. Why is soot in quotations? I start to wonder if it ever really snowing at all.
This is Alestia's fate if we leave it in their hands. They don't care about the land. They only care about themselves. This is proof enough that we're on the right side of history.
Howl turns to me and places a hand on my shoulder.
We suspect that this may be related to their dark idol, Monarch. Above all else, please prioritize its destruction.
I nod, as previous visions start to repeat themselves in my mind. I was facing that idol with the blade. Everything is coming to pass. After our short talk, our attention is directed back toward the honor guard.
Seers, come here. I think this is our best chance to take action. With that group gone, our path to the library is clear.
Upon hearing this, they quickly group up in front of Domik. Our goal of seizing the Grand Library seems pretty attainable.
Yes, sir. Should be easy enough to take them down. After they're dealt with, we'll meet you all in the library.
Good. Go around this building and attack from the other side. They'll be focusing on you, so we'll head in the opposite direction.
Perfect. Then we'll meet up at the library. If we don't make it, though, it's been an honor.
After exchanging a nod, both groups part ways. The created seers prepare to distract the honor guard. Dominic points to a nearby road, signaling where we should run.
The Grand Library is right over there. We'll run on my mark, so just hold on.
After speaking, he immediately places a finger against his mouth. It's clear that we need to remain silent while the seers carry out their goal. We wait there in an intense silence, waiting to hear the clashing of swords. We all stare at each other, in our knees. We know that when they start to fight, some of them may die. It pains me that sacrifice was necessary in order to attain our goal. But I know that their sacrifice will never be forgotten. My heart sings as soon as I hear them start to fight. I hear screaming, steel against steel. My instinct tells me to run immediately, but Dominic has yet to move. I can see him wince every time the skirmish gets a little louder. But soon enough he makes the call, and we're all running.
Now, go!
In our haste, we still make sure to be as silent as possible. The Grand Library isn't too far away. In fact, I can see it now. It stands tall, and it seems to be the one building that's not falling apart. As soon as we arrive there, we all let out a big sigh of relief. We can still hear the fighting, but it is more distant than before. Through the screams, it's impossible to tell which side is winning.
What's going on back there?
I don't know. Let's just hope it's going well.
Doesn't sound that way.
Can the honor guard that they're fighting even scream?
For the honor guard, maybe. Hurry up. We need to get inside.
Can the honor guard even scream? I'm worried for Kira, Ignance, and the other guy.
Shouldn't we wait for the seers? At this rate, it might not be much longer.
But you don't want to waste time with us being in the open, though.
No, they can meet us inside. We can't risk running into more suits. That was just one group. I'm sure there's more.
Exactly.
Right.
They start to ascend the stairs, but Howl stops them.
Wait. The library seems fine. Why does it not decay like the rest?
Huh. Everybody turns to face him, but nobody knows. Dominic takes the stairs back down and faces Howl.
I don't know. but I think this is a good sign. It means we can control or limit what's happening. Knowing this, we might be able to fix Balteus.
I just kinda assumed that the library was newer, but...
Or perhaps it's a bad sign, Dominic. Maybe our enemy has the power to harm Alessia itself. How do you think we can stand up against such a foe?
Everybody exchanges worried glances. But then, their eyes find a way to the blade on my back. It's apparent that conventional means wouldn't be enough to win. Nobody knows how to answer how, and an awkward silence follows. But then we realize that it is, indeed, a silence. This is concerning. Oh, the screams! There's no longer screams. Is that what you're saying? The earlier fight is over, but did the created seers prevail?
Hey, let's get inside, alright? Maybe the librarian knows more about this. We shouldn't stand around in the open out here.
Having successfully changed the subject, we start heading inside. Howell made a good point, but none of us were able to counter it. I doubt that the librarian would want to talk to invaders like us. Yeah, I'm wondering, would the librarian be friendly? Something kind of doubts that, but who knows? It makes me worry about how we might get them to talk. There is so much uncertainty and worry in the air right now. Well, then again, we do outnumber them, so... As we enter the library, I hope that our forces live through their fight. I don't know, I guess it's kind of like that, my mind is kind of thinking of Bravely Default, where... I don't know, the spoilers, well... I'll try to keep it as minimum spoilers as I could, but... In Bravely Default, the initial villain turned out to be not entirely evil, and that there was something more dangerous going on that explains all of their actions, and I don't know. For some reason, I get the strange feeling that's what the story is going for, but again, I'll never know until I actually finish the game. When we enter the library, I'm taken aback by what I see. Dust fills the air, and it seems like this place has seen better days. The only sign that somebody has been here is that the books remain clean. Whoever has been taking care of this place only cares about the literature. I guess that's acceptable, since that would be the main job of a librarian. But it just seems odd, all the time in the world, and it's still quite dirty. There's some kind of weird apparatus in the back of the library. What, that glowing sphere thing back there? I've never seen anything like it before. It's almost awe-inspiring. My comrades all look around, sharing that same look of awe.
This is amazing!
I've never seen so many books in one place before. I wonder what they're all about. Should we take a look?
I say we should. Don't know what kind of information we might find out.
Maybe not. We're here for a reason, remember? Let's find the owner and see what they can tell us.
Well, yeah, priorities, but again, books, free information, might say something about our enemy. Might help in war strategies? I mean, information is power after all, but... Yeah, I know priorities, we should take care of the librarian first, but keep the books in mind. Howell steps forward, objecting before anyone else can speak.
Actually, there's a chance that the books could tell us even more. The Triumvirate must keep them away from the mainland for a reason.
Howell? That's exactly what I just said. Wow. I agree with you. 100%.
What do you mean?
Fortam, he means exactly what I said. Information is power.
The monarchy vanished in the blink of an eye. This we know for sure. People can be erased, but not culture. Signs of our time here would have remained.
I was hoping for information about the triumvirates, but yeah, sure. Learning about your culture, Hal, that might be nice.
So, you're saying...
Before he can continue, we hear a noise come from down the hall. We know the honor guard can't enter, so it must be the proprietor. Knowing that we need to take him hostage, we assume hostile stances.
Looking into the past is one of the best ways to learn. If we don't become better people, then we'll repeat the same mistakes. How fitting, then, that the old monarchy would focus only on the future.
Grizz? I'm sorry, Grizz? Is that you? Huh. We all exchanged glances, slightly confused. Yeah. Are you a relative of Grizz? If so, sorry for letting him kill himself. But,
They wanted to guide themselves to the perfect future. If it was possible to get there, then no cost would be too high. In the name of a better world, they embraced corruption.
Huh. Well, yeah. And more or less, that's... Well, I'm not embracing corruption, but... I'm like I am, making changes instead of keeping things the same. After a few steps forward, the mysterious man comes into view.
Too often do we condemn others in our self-serving journeys. A bright future for the monarchy would have meant death for innocent worlds. The triumvirate chose to step in, as they have countless times before, to maintain balance.
What? Dominic interjects with a look on his face I can only describe as the onset of anger.
We know what the Triumvirate did to the monarchy. Hal told us. But like you said, mistakes are how we learn and grow. It's how we become better. If the option of failure is taken away from us, we can no longer call ourselves people. They can hide behind whatever reason they want, but they're wrong to control us. The ability to make these mistakes is our right, and I will not stand by while it's taken away. Corruption? Death? Nobody wants these, but without them, we might as well not exist at all.
That is a philosophy I agree with. I mean, like, yeah. Sure, we mess up, but at least we have free will. I would rather have free will and mess up than to, not have free will and everything be quote-unquote perfect. Besides, perfection is subjective. Everybody nods and cheers Dominic on. The mystery man shrugs and keeps walking forward.
Restrain this man!
I expect to see the man put up a fight, but he doesn't.
You will experience no resistance from me. But on the other hand, you'll find no help either. Do what you must, but keep the library intact.
He goes on his knees and holds out his wrists. Hal makes quick work of restraining him.
Who are you? You know far more than most.
The man shakes his head.
Just a hoarder of knowledge. A man who preserves the past rather than erasing it. In exchange, the Triumvirate gives me life and shelter.
Another one of their victims, you mean? Eternal life in exchange for servitude? Despicable. What atrocities did you commit in their name?
I created this library. A simple glimpse into the past. Everything the monarchy ever wrote is on these shelves. That was my job. preserve the old history while creating a new one.
That is rather interesting. The Triumvirate builds a library to preserve information about the old monarchy, and yet they keep this information from literally everyone else, instead portraying themselves as, well, straight up establishing themselves as gods, which is rather interesting. But then again, it's also not really surprising. I mean, I would think it's kind of typical for dictators to kind of censor history like that.
And what new history did you create?
I wrote about the Triumvirate and spread it everywhere. I made them seem like gods, like they were the creators of this world. As new life began on Alestia, they found my writing and believed every word.
Oh, so you're the corrupter of knowledge. Oh, nice. He's a censor. Hal Scott says anger boils within him. No, here's the thing. We should learn as much about our history as possible so that we can, do everything that we can to, prevent it. Or at least, so that we can learn from the mistakes of the past and also learn from the successes of the past so that we may repeat them. The problem, so that, learn the mistakes of the past and avoid them, learn the good things of the past and repeat them. It's really as simple as that, but that's practically impossible if you censor history like this guy is doing, and yeah, he's censoring them just for the sake of making the Triumvirate seem like gods. It's, a pretty scenario. Kind of reminds me of the DPRK, how they portray their leaders as gods as well. But I mean, it just leads to an abuse of power, and there you go.
Algus Fayer.
Algus? This man's perks up in a way that reveals he was reacting to his name.
That is the moniker I assumed, yes. I'm happy to know that the name is still remembered.
Nom de Plume? I have no idea what that is, but I get a feeling that it's French, and I might have to look that up after recording this video. Nom de Plume. Okay, I'll remember that. Maybe. That is the moniker I assumed, yes. I'm happy to know that the name is still remembered. Algus Fayer. The man revered as the greatest historian. I can't believe that he too was a tool of the Triumvirate.
So everything the people believe is a lie that you created. Why would you need to go to such extremes? This is insane.
Look at how you and your friends reacted to learning the truth. It brought you here, prepared to kill those who gave you life. The people must never know the true cost of their creation.
Oh my god. Typical. So you're censoring history just so people want to rebel. Algus! Wow! I just met this guy, compared him to Grizz, and now I really freaking hate this guy.
I don't believe this. Hal, get him out of our sight.
I'm with you, bro. Algus is disgusting. Hal drags Algus away and the rest of us group together.
Well, at least he didn't put up much of a fight. I'd like to say that I'm shocked, but I don't feel surprised at all. This journey has been full of revelations. This is just another for the pile. It doesn't really change much at all. We still have a plan. But it'd be stupid to attack the enemy in the middle of the night. Let's rest until the break of dawn and meet in the front of the library. Remember that we're safe as long as we stay in here. Hopefully the rest of our forces aren't too far behind. You're all dismissed. See you in the morning, okay?
Okay, good night.
Where are we supposed to rest?
I'm sure there's private quarters around here somewhere. And if you can't sleep, at least there's a lot of books to read. After the war, we should give this knowledge back to the people.
100% agree with you, Damek. We deserve to know our history. Our true history.
Yeah, I agree. The Triumvirate can't hide this stuff forever. We finally have proof that nobody can deny. This is amazing. If we show them this, they'll accept our rule without question.
Damek smiles. His spirit is immediately lifted.
Yeah. Let's hope you're right. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, wait a minute, you didn't read your line correctly. You said have a good night, everybody. But the text reads have a good night, all of you. Terrible voice acting. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm joking. With that, we're all left on our own. People scatter, reading books and exploring the library. I decide to look for a private room so I can relax and gather my bearings. Helen returns to the chambers of the Triumvirate. Noticing the absence of Shane, they're a bit confused. They don't assume the worst and ask Helen to brief them.
Shane stayed behind to lead the naval attack. He plans to trim their forces as much as possible. Like you anticipated, they're arriving by sea.
Good. Then things are going according to plan. We'll have you wait in the atrium for their arrival. This means that you'll be our last line of defense.
I consider it an honor, but I have to say, I'm worried for Shane. His chances of survival are pretty slim out there.
He knew what he was signing up for. If he killed even one of the rebels, then he was successful. Focus on protecting this castle, Halen. That's more important.
Yes, of course. I'll make sure no one passes the atrium. If they try, they'll fall as quickly as they enter.
Thank you, Halen. It's important that they have a false sense of security. Don't give them too much resistance until it's absolutely necessary. If they think they're going to win, they're more prone to slipping up. It's up to you to figure out when that moment is, and take advantage of it. Even if it takes your life, you ought to prevent them from entering our chambers.
Halen kneels, complying without hesitation.
Yes, of course. My life for the Triumvirate. I'll fortify straight away, and wait for their arrival.
Halen strides out of the chambers with a sense of purpose. After he leaves, they turn to each other, displaying soft smiles.
Hopefully this time, things will be different.
I think I'll end it here. Next time on Let's Play Winds of Change, let's continue on with the story. If you like this part, hit the like button. I would highly appreciate a comment from you. I've been reading all of them, and I absolutely love seeing and reading all of your comments. And if you're new to this and haven't seen my other videos, I suggest you check them out and hit the subscribe button. And remember to ring that bell to stay notified for my next upload. See you guys next time.